I've had this idea for some time now. Basically, next to me are these floor-to-ceiling windows in my apartment, and I also have this big-ass coffee table. And so anytime I shoot photos, videos, any other content, it happens right here. And I've had this idea of maybe showing a few recipes that I really like to make. So what better place to do it than right here on my couch. So today, I want to show you guys how to make one of my favorite dishes that's honestly surprisingly easy, which is spaghetti alla carbonara. You can't tell, but this is actually spaghetti and pancetta. So a lot of carbonara is made using heavy cream, which honestly, still delicious, but not the legit, authentic way. If you showed that to an Italian, they'd be like, ugh, that's not carbonara, blah, blah, blah. Because the right way to make carbonara is with eggs. You can use eggs to make this super creamy, silky smooth sauce that when you combine it with cheese, in my case, I could not find pecorino, which is the typical cheese that is used for carbonara. So I'm subbing in Parmigiano Reggiano. And so these ingredients combined create your wonderful, salty, savory, cheesy carbonara. So the first step is we are going to boil our pasta. Based on the package instructions, they're saying 10 minutes for al dente. I'll probably take it out like a hot sec before that, because as you'll see later, we'll cook the pasta a bit more with the pancetta. And I really like al dente pasta. You could also use bucatini, which is honestly my favorite. Bucatini is thicker than spaghetti and it has a tiny little hole that goes through the middle of the strand. And so you get this really nice textural bite with each bite of pasta. I could not find that here, but if you can, use bucatini. It is so freaking good. All right, here's my spaghetti in a big pot of salted boiling water. This again, I'll cook it, I'll set a timer for like 9 minutes. So while that's cooking, we have a few minutes to prep all the other ingredients. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is actually grate the cheese. Again, if you purchase grated pecorino, which is the ideal, then you don't have to do this, but I did not have that. So I'm going to grate up this Parmesan. Honestly, I also just love grating cheese. For whatever reason, it's quite satisfying in my opinion. Holy crap, this is like impossible to open. All right, give me a minute. TV magic, we now have our open Parmigiano Reggiano. And so I actually like using a microplane to do this. If you have a cheese grater, obviously you can do that, but you can see how satisfying is that? All right, so I'm gonna grate almost all of this. I like to save some so that you can kind of finish it off with some freshly grated cheese. But for this, we want most of this block of cheese. I have exact measurements and things in my recipe. I've linked it in the description below. This is arm workout for the day. Also, my dog is literally sitting under the table right now, just waiting for cheese to fall. And like I said, we're gonna save this to freshly grate it. We got our cheese. I'm literally gonna give this to my dog. This extra cheese. Oh, who wants some cheese? Yay! So, we have our cheese. Next, we wanna do our eggs. And so, you could easily just mix the eggs straight into this. I like to make my carbonara a little, Instagram friendly with a yolk on top. And so, in order to do that, you have to separate your eggs. I like to use a water bottle to do this. Really cool trick. Crack all of your eggs. All right. So we are eggs. Take your water bottle, take your eggs, and squeeze and suck the yolk right into the bottle. Then take your second container that you want to put the eggs in and squeeze. Boom, look that yolk. Boom. Now we have 2 yolks. I'm making 2 servings. The recipe on my site makes 4, so you can adjust as needed. All right, so we have our 1 yolk and egg white. We're gonna beat this. And then we are going to combine it with the cheese. We're going to add the hot pasta to this. And because you're adding hot pasta and not cooking the yolk over a direct flame, instead of this turning to scrambled eggs, it'll form this silky sauce that you're used to with a carbonara. So I'm gonna just beat this down, try and get it as smooth as possible, and that's the pasta. It's pasta time. So we have our pasta. The way I like to do this, you actually want to reserve the pasta water because you can use it to adjust the consistency of your final sauce. So I like to just use this and throw it into a bowl. And obviously you can use a strainer, but for the purposes of this video, it kind of looks cool just pulling the pasta out as well. And that's all of it. So now I have this big pot of pasta water remaining, and I also have my beautiful spaghetti. Now you want to cook your pancetta. I am using pancetta. If you want to make legit carbonara, like if you met an Italian and they were like, here's how to cook carbonara, it would actually be with guanciale, which is like a cured pork cheek. I don't have that, so I'm using pancetta. Oh, that sound is awesome. And you don't even need oil. Pancetta has quite a bit of fat in it, so it'll render itself. I like to get it crispy, so it might take a couple minutes. On that beautiful pancetta. You actually want to add your pasta in so that you can kind of like start to get that pancetta flavor right into your pasta. It'll kind of mop up some of the oil and fat that's rendered. Again, this is what I meant in terms of undercooking your pasta a bit. It's gonna cook a little more in this pan, so you don't wanna overdo it. Big bowl that the pasta was in, so you can see that beautiful. Okay, maybe I should use some oil. It's been a while since I made this. There's a little bit of sticking. So yeah, maybe use some oil. Now that we have our pasta, this is where the magic happens. You wanna add your cheese and egg mixture straight to the bowl and just start combining. Oh yeah. You can kind of see how it's turning into this like silky sauce that's coating the noodles. Not scrambled eggs. We do not want scrambled eggs. Ooh, you want silky, smooth carbonara. Okay, and this is where you have to work kind of fast. So you want to divide your pasta into your serving bowls while it's still hot. You can see it's still steaming. Make sure you're evenly distributing that pancetta too. You don't want someone being upset. And now that's divided, you want to top it with an egg. Whoop. Oh, fucking A. How sad is that? Okay. Oh my god. You know, we're doing this on the fly. Shit happens. In this case, we have a pile of egg yolk. So you know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm gonna first take a photo of these beauties.